Alright, today we're going to play as the Papal States, and I want to accomplish my Rome run that I failed before. So the goal of the campaign is going to be to either go presidential or parliamentary republic. Because your name changes to the Roman Republic and your color on the map turns red, we're immediately going to get the rural folk in government, and then we're going to go for agrarianism. We're going to improve relations with all the great powers. We're going to research stock exchange, then we'll do banking. We're going to declare interest in South and North Germany so we can rival all the Prussian miners. We're going to go for per capita taxation. We're going to get trade privileges from Austria here for 25 years. We're just building a little bit, and then we're going to build a navy because we want to go into North Africa soon. We're going to do this treaty with GB here where we get power bloc embassy and investment rights for 25 years and we owe them an obligation. We're going to go for a professional army here. I'm going to ally two Sicilies here for 10 years. Alright, we're going to research corporate charters now. Alright, we failed professional army. We're going to try and go for wealth voting here. Alright, so we built up our army and our navy, and we're going to declare on Constantine now. Alright, so we actually lost to Constantine here, so we're going to give him a little bit of money. It's kind of unfortunate. I thought we'd win. We're going to go for joint stock companies now. We're going to own obligation for investment rights in the USA for 25 years. Guys, we have so much influence. We're just improving with everyone. We're going to go for a dedicated police force. So we're going to do this treaty with Austria here. We're going to do investment rights, transfer 1k, and these random things here. It's going to be 25 years. We're going to try and get investment rights from Denmark for 25 years. They accept. We're going to research modern sewage and then postal savings. We're going to try and pass parliamentary republic. We're going to do this treaty with Russia for investment rights as well. Alright, we're going to do this treaty with France here for investment rights for 25 years. Alright, so we weren't able to get parliamentary republic here. We'll go for interventionism now. We're going to go for nationalism and then organized sports. We're going to go for colonial exploitation, and the sole reason for that is because I want to test out these colonization rights. Alright, we are now officially a major power. I did this by building up my navy. We're actually just going to go straight for queening and then go for organized sports. We're going to go for secret police now. We're going to try and get investment rights with Belgium here. Alright, we're going to do this treaty with Prussia here for investment rights for 25 years. We're going to go for a free trade here. We're going to owe Spain an obligation for 25 years of investment rights. We're going to do this treaty with Egypt for investment rights for 25 years. This is the one downside of going super investment heavy. You end up having a lot of national revenue, but it's all just from construction. So you can see here my actual revenue is only 90k. I have like such a small economy because I'm building in every single state except my own country. We're going to go for parliamentary republic again. We're going to go for steel frame buildings. Looks like Germany formed and they have pretty clean borders. They even have Alsace-Lorraine. We're probably going to have to worry about this at some point in the future. We're going to do this treaty with Austria here for a defensive pact. We're going to stop trading furniture and luxury clothes with the world market, and we're going to pay them 6k. But it's worth it because now we can launch unification play, and we're still going to fight Austria. What? We have a defensive pact. What do you mean? Alright, we're going to go for a unification play here. I kind of hoped we didn't have to fight Austria so soon, but we have a defensive pact and we're still going to fight them for some reason. We're going to be able to call in France and GB here. Alright, we're going to transfer Savoy to France to call them in. And then we're going to give obligations to GB. And we're going to get Belgium with an obligation as well. We're going to go ahead and incorporate everything except for Savoy. We're a great power, by the way. I haven't said it, but since we unified most of Italy, we're a great power and we're winning the war currently. Alright, we won against Austria. We're now pretty strong. I think my next steps will be eating some European land. I'm not sure what I want to go after yet. Maybe the Ottomans. We're going to do an external trade league here. We're going to pay 6,000 for a 25-year alliance with GB. We're going to go for mutual funds and then investment banks. Alright, we're going to cancel Parliamentary Republic. It's taking way too long. And then we're going to go for elected bureaucrats. We're going to give China an embassy, ask for investment rights, and give them 5k. We're just going to straight up get investment rights from the Ottomans. We're going to queue enlistment offices. Alright, we're going to go for Parliamentary Republic now. It looks like we'll be able to get it. We're going to declare in Tripolitania. Try to get a full annex. We're going to research breech-loading artillery for shrapnel. Then we're going to go pan-nationalism and multilateral alliances. We're actually going to do civilizing mission real quick for this infamy generation against unrecognized powers. because both Egypt and the Ottomans are unrecognized and they're both our next 2 targets, so we want to save a little bit of infamy. And then we'll just go breach loading and then multilateral. Alright, we have Parliamentary Republic. We're now the Roman Republic and we have a beautiful color. So you could say we completed like half the run so far. We're Roman Republic. We just need the borders now. We're gonna go for mass conscription here. I wish you could go full on like megacorp land and stuff like that. Like if you wanted to grant Sicily to a company and just give it control of that state, that'd be cool. I wish it would expand the company countries more than just colonization rights, because if I want to conquer Japan, for example, and I conquer all of Japan, I want to grant it to a company without having to colonize something near it. I think it would just be very cool for roleplay and other things like that. Alright, looks like we can finally build up our military because we got mass conscription. We're gonna try and go racial segregation here. Alright, we're going to declare on Egypt now. Alright, so in this war, we're pretty much going to take modern day Egypt borders. And we got to quite a bit of high infamy, but it's fine. We're pretty much just waiting for chemical weapons at this point. Alright, we can peace out with Egypt now. We just gained like 15 million GDP from that. After multilateral alliances, we're going to go for malaria prevention. So we're going to stop doing our power block here, and we're going to try and actually join the British power block. So we're going to do this treaty with GB here for Power Block Embassy. We're going to give them military assistance and 8k a week. We're going to cancel racial segregation for now. And we're going to go for right of assembly. I think we really want to just join the British Power Block, because they have Colonial Offices 3 and Militarized Industry 3, which is amazing, as well as market unification, so we'll share the same market. We're going to go for no migration controls. Alright, we have no migration controls, so that means we will likely be able to join... Oh, we're so close. We're going to expel the French diplomats here in order to hopefully get over to 200. Yep, 204. So then we'll be able to join the power block. Alright, we can now join the British power block. We're going to try and go for racial segregation. We're going to declare on Morocco here to annex country. Alright, we got Morocco. Alright, we're going to declare on the Ottomans here, and we're going to try and take most of the Balkans. We called in GB and we're going to take 6 states. I think we're just going to click chemical weapons, and it's going to take a while, but... Alright, we can peace out with the Ottomans now. Kinda bad borders, but maybe it'll look better when we get the rest of the Balkans. Alright, it's time for round 2 with the Ottomans here. God damn it, we failed multiculturalism. Alright, we can peace out with the Ottomans. There we go, we took everything they had left in the Balkans. We're going to do commercialized agriculture. We're going to go for multiculturalism again. We're getting close to chemical weapons. We're just gonna queue flamethrowers. Oh my. There's an independent East India. I mean, there's a straight up independent India. Oh my god. God damn it. Alright, so we failed multiculturalism again. So we're gonna declare on the Ottomans again. We're gonna try and go for total separation. We're gonna go for private schools. Alright, we got chemical weapons. We're gonna go for public health insurance. Alright, we're gonna annex the Ottomans now. Alright, we're gonna annex Switzerland. We're gonna declare on Germany here. Alright, we're going to take 6 states from the Germans here, and we're going to form a military treaty power block with the aggressive coordination principle. Alright, we went against Germany. We took a bunch of states where they had barracks, so they lost roughly 130 units or something, and maybe 100 conscripts as well, so their army is weakened. Alright, so the United States is trying to cut us down to size, so we're going to conquer 5 states from Spain. Ew, why is Denmark green? What the hell? Oh my god, they're a Brazilian puppet. That's crazy. Alright, we got some states from Spain. And then we're going to declare on Austria. We're going to start this conquer play against the UK. We're going to do Palestine so that other great powers don't join. Alright, we won against Austria. We're just going to go for the maneuvers text. Oh, this one gives 20. I believe it gave 10 before. We're going to start a play against France. Try to conquer some land. Our truce with Germany is over, so we're going to declare on them again. Uh-oh, we're in default, guys. That's not good. Alright, we won against France. Alright, we won against Germany. We're going to declare on Serbia here. We're going to declare on Montenegro now. We're going to declare on Greece now. We're going to declare on Romania here. We're going to annex Luxembourg. German Empire sides against us, so we're going to conquer some states off of them. Alright, we're going to declare on Austria now. We're going to declare on the Netherlands here. We just want their European land. We don't really care about their colonies. Great Britain sided against us, so we're going to conquer some states off of them. We're going to declare on Spain now. Alright, so we're going to declare on France here while they have a demand on us. And then we're going to decline this. So now we're in 2 separate wars where we can take land in both of them. Alright, if I did this correctly, we're going to take all of France's European land. Alright, we conquered France. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here. This is what we look like. We're looking pretty good. We haven't really gone anywhere else in the world. A little bit of Africa, just colonizing. But we've stayed primarily in Europe. We could probably just eat Austria, Spain, Portugal. We have the time for that, and Germany and GB, but I don't want to just sit around waiting for truces. So I'm gonna end it here. It was a fun run. I'm glad we were able to achieve it, because last time I failed. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video.